You build a dashboard in the morning. By lunch, it is already lying to you. Static data is dead data. Beat. Welcome to this deep dive.
Thanks for having me. I'm excited to get into this.
Our mission today is unpacking live Claude artifacts. We are going to tear down the old workflow completely.
We really have to. You waste precious tokens waiting for static page rebuilds.
Right. Today, we figure out how to wire up live data pipes. We connect these directly to your local machine. We cover everything from basic prompts to scaling thousands of apps.
It is a massive shift. We are moving from static web pages to living applications.
To understand how to build this, we first need to understand that shift. 2-sec silence.
That fundamental shift completely alters our daily relationship with computing. Think about the legacy way of doing heavy knowledge work.
You mean constantly resetting?
Exactly. Every time you want fresh data, you must reset completely. You go back to the underlying chat interface. You write a brand new, highly detailed prompt.
And then you sit there.
You sit and watch it rebuild everything from scratch.
That constant repetition fractures your deep-focused work state entirely. The cognitive load of context switching destroys your momentum.
Yeah, you lose your underlying train of thought almost immediately. It creates immense psychological friction for the user.
Live Claude artifacts fix this frustrating problem at the absolute root. You do not get a frozen, dead HTML file anymore.
No, you get a small, highly persistent app on your personal machine. It constantly pulls fresh data from your connected tools.
We are talking about your actual live Gmail and Google Calendar. You open the interface, and the numbers are currently accurate.
You avoid that frustrating rebuild waiting period entirely.
A static dashboard is like a painted picture of a river. A live artifact is a water wheel actually spinning in the current.
I love that. You capture the kinetic energy perfectly with that thought. If you use a Claude paid plan, you need to pay attention.
Right, Pro, Max, Team, or Enterprise.
Exactly. They all feature this amazing capability right now. Most people simply do not know this technology exists yet. The AI model only has to think deeply one initial time.
And after that initial thought, the dashboard fetches its data completely independently. But wait, does it really fetch this data without pausing to ask permission?
Yes, unlike a normal chat, it executes silently the moment you open it.
So it runs completely automatically upon opening.
It does.
Hey.
But we must move from what it is to where it actually lives. You absolutely cannot build this system in a standard web browser.
That is a crucial point.
It really is. The live features only exist in the desktop application environment.
This represents a massive philosophical shift in how language models operate. We are moving from stateless internet chat to local state persistence.
Right, the AI is actually living on your physical hardware now.
If this thing silently pulls my private company emails all day...
It obviously cannot live in a standard internet browser window.
Exactly. Every random browser extension could potentially access that sensitive data.
You hit on the exact reason for the secure local architecture. You need the Claude desktop application installed on your personal computer.
It works securely on Mac, Windows, or modern Linux systems.
Yeah. Once the desktop application is open, look at the left sidebar. You'll see a small checklist icon right over there.
That is the dedicated Cowork button you absolutely must click today.
You must click it to enter the new live computing environment. The entire visual layout shifts dramatically when you click that button.
If you skip this critical step, you stay in normal chat.
Right. You will not see any of these powerful live features available. After clicking Cowork, you must pick a permanent working folder.
Cowork needs a permanent, secure home on your physical machine, but I have to push back on this specific folder requirement. Creating a dedicated folder feels pretty trivial at first glance today. Why is it such a massive structural deal for the AI?
Well, it acts like pouring a concrete foundation for your house. If you get it wrong, the entire digital house slowly sinks.
That makes sense.
You really have to pick one permanent folder and stick with it. Switching active folders later causes some truly massive software connection headaches.
Especially when you have 10 different operational dashboards currently running. You want all your complex project files in one highly secure place. Naming it something specific like Daily Work OS makes perfect sense.
All your live artifacts will live inside this exact folder securely.
Why does it strictly require the desktop app instead of the browser?
Browsers sandbox your data, right? Whereas the desktop app allows secure access to local files.
Browser environments lack the necessary local file access. Beat.
We have a solid concrete data foundation poured and completely ready. But a modern digital house still needs good plumbing to function.
We need to actively connect the daily data to our foundation. Without live connectors, your artifact is just a pretty digital shell.
Yeah, it pulls valuable information from absolutely nowhere right now. With active connectors, it becomes a powerful, living, working tool.
It knows exactly what is inside your personal inbox right now. It can view your daily calendar and read your local files.
To start this process, you navigate to Customize in the sidebar. Then you click on Connectors and carefully select Browse Connectors.
You will see the native approved application list right there immediately. This list currently includes Gmail, Google Drive, and the Linear app.
A critical permissions window pops up when you select an application. Read this specific window very carefully before you click Confirm.
People often go way too fast during this highly critical step.
They really do. Claude divides permissions into two very distinct operational groups. You have read-only tools and write-delete tools currently available.
This feels like a massive psychological trust hurdle to cross today. Granting always allow permissions to my private company email inbox daily,
It is intense.
I am essentially handing a black box AI the permanent house keys.
It sounds totally terrifying when you frame it exactly that way. But that is exactly why the secure sandbox desktop environment matters.
If you only want to read emails, read-only access is enough.
Right. If you want to create draft replies, you need full write access. You must set system permissions to always allow for true automation.
Granting always allow is like giving permanent keys to an assistant. You start with read-only access to be completely safe at first. That is like letting them look quietly through the front window.
Exactly. Later, you trust them to rearrange the physical furniture inside safely.
But you have to grant that permission to make it work.
Right. And selecting needs approval ruins the intended automation completely. Always test the specific data connection first before you start building.
Go to a normal desktop chat window and run a test. Ask the AI language model to pull your last 5 emails. If real email subject lines come back, you are completely ready.
If you see a system error, check the specific connector network status. Fix any expired access tokens or missing permission scopes immediately today.
Running a quick data test takes about 30 seconds total time. It saves you from dressing up a completely broken visual dashboard.
Definitely.
What exactly happens if someone safely clicks needs approval?
The dashboard basically freezes and waits for you to manually click and approve the data pull every single time.
The dashboard freezes until you manually click to approve. Beat.
The live data pipes are finally flowing nicely for us today, but the flowing digital water still needs a clear, defined shape.
We have to instruct the underlying AI language model properly now. The entire visual dashboard is only as strong as your initial prompt.
Vague user prompts always result in generic, completely boring software tools. The AI simply fills the conceptual gaps with basic, boring defaults.
And those assumed defaults rarely match what you actually wanted built.
Never. Every highly strong prompt requires 4 absolutely necessary structural parts today.
Walk us through them.
First, specify what specific kind of dashboard you want built initially. Second, list exactly which connected data sources to pull from daily.
Third, describe the visual layout sections or specific interface panels desired.
And fourth, tell it the actual, highly specific, real-world use case.
I firmly think the use case matters much more than people realize. Explaining the daily use case completely changes the AI layout choices.
A morning dashboard for planning your upcoming week looks very specific. It looks completely different from one designed for putting out fires.
They might both pull daily data from the exact same sources, but the visual information hierarchy changes entirely based on your context.
Leaving out the specific use case is a massive structural mistake.
It is like hiring a master chef without naming the meal. They will guess blindly, and you might get cold soup for breakfast. I still wrestle with prompt drift myself. 2-sec silence.
We all struggle with getting the initial text prompt perfectly right. Let us look at a practical starter prompt example together now.
Build me a daily morning dashboard pulling Gmail and Google Calendar.
Show critical emails needing replies today alongside upcoming daily scheduled meetings. Add a short, editable list of 3 priority tasks to tackle.
You also state clearly that you open this every single morning. Every single visual dashboard element is clearly and explicitly named.
The AI language model knows exactly what to build and why. You can also easily build an amazing inbox email triage dashboard.
Sort your messy daily messages into 4 very distinct visual buckets.
Needs reply today, needs reply this week, incoming newsletters, and spam. For the first 2 priority buckets, ask for draft AI replies.
It writes a short 2-line draft email reply you can edit.
That absolutely protects your fragile daily attention from endless background noise. Read your initial written prompts out loud to catch any vagueness.
Small language edits at this early foundational stage cost you nothing. Rebuilds later on will cost you actual, real system token usage. How much time do those AI draft replies actually save in a real inbox triage?
Easily 15 to 20 minutes on heavy outreach days, plus it protects your attention from background noise.
About 15 to 20 minutes on heavy outreach days.
Mm.
Mid-roll sponsor, read instruction.
Welcome back to our deep dive into live Claude artifacts today. What if you need fresh data from a completely outside source? A data source not natively connected to the main internal lines.
That is exactly where the incredible MCP framework comes into play. MCP is a universal plug letting AI talk to outside apps. It functions exactly like a universal power adapter for external data.
That is a highly perfect way to conceptualize the integration technology. Zapier MCP is the absolute easiest integration path for most users.
Zapier MCP instantly unlocks direct access to over 9,000 apps. It seamlessly connects external things like your LinkedIn, Airtable, or Calendly.
The technical setup process is actually quite simple to follow manually. You choose a Zapier server and strictly set the client to Cowork.
Then you carefully customize the specific external data tools you actually need. You firmly decide if Claude can just read data or create it.
Then you select Add to Claude and verify the final software connection. Let us examine a wild, highly concrete scenario to understand this fully.
You have a massive business partnership call scheduled for this afternoon. Imagine a custom artifact that cross-references your daily calendar meetings automatically.
It looks at the specific LinkedIn profiles of the meeting attendees. It reads their last 3 published posts on the social network.
It generates a highly comprehensive briefing dossier right on your computer desktop. It does all of this exactly 10 minutes before the scheduled call.
That is an incredible, mind-bending insight into the true system potential. You can also pull broad LinkedIn post-performance data completely automatically.
You can easily show post impressions, user reactions, and specific comments automatically.
Sort everything incredibly smoothly by the overall human user engagement rate automatically.
Then you can do something really incredibly clever with that data. Have the visual dashboard flag specific high-value user comments automatically for you.
Look for new comments containing the specific word sponsor or collab immediately. It lets you reply incredibly fast to very warm business leads.
Without MCP, this highly specific business dashboard simply does not exist anywhere.
With MCP, it takes one clear prompt and a few short minutes. Whoa, imagine scaling to 1 billion queries.
The true potential for massive scaling is truly staggering to consider deeply. Are there hidden financial traps when hooking up thousands of apps this way?
A free account works to start, but high-volume automated data pulling will definitely require a paid upgrade.
High-volume usage requires a paid Zapier upgrade. 2-sec silence.
We truly need to talk about aesthetics and hidden system pitfalls now. Daily function is highly important, but visual look and feel really matter.
Making it visually beautiful means you will actually use it every day. Human-computer interaction aesthetics play a massive, highly critical psychological role here.
A beautiful software dashboard genuinely makes you want to work deeply today. If the visual software design is highly boring, you abandon it entirely.
Never let the Claude AI model guess the visual interface style.
It will just quickly use a very generic, basic visual design language. You must strictly instruct it clearly in your very first text prompt.
Tell the model you want a clean, dark mode visual layout. Ask for bright white text with highly sharp orange visual interface accents.
You can visually iterate carefully after the first successful working system build. Once the correct underlying data flows, ask for visual layout interface changes.
Move the daily calendar to the right side of the computer screen. Add a small digital clock clearly showing the current USA local time.
Make the daily priority task list a little bit physically much larger. Let us discuss very common user mistakes that break the entire machine.
Connecting way too many data sources at once is a huge trap. Connecting 6 data sources on day 1 is like trying to juggle 6 chainsaws.
Right.
When it drops, you won't know which one cut you.
Start with just 2 basic data connectors to be totally safe. Get those working entirely perfectly before you add anything more highly complex.
Another highly common pitfall is not naming your live visual artifacts properly. 10 visually unique working dashboards called Untitled is absolute daily workflow madness.
This creates a massive organizational problem for your future working self. Forgetting they act completely silently is also a very major operational risk.
A connected dashboard with full write access executes its defined actions immediately.
There is absolutely no confirmation window and absolutely no human safety pause. Test everything carefully with read-only access first to stay completely digitally safe.
If I ask the AI to completely rearrange the layout, does it break the data pipes?
Not at all. Visual tweaks keep the data connection totally intact.
Visual tweaks keep the data pipes fully intact. Beat. Let us deliberately slow down and carefully recap the big core idea. 2-sec silence.
Static web dashboards steal your highly expensive tokens and your precious time.
Live Claude artifacts quickly give you back 20 to 30 minutes daily. The entire working technology stack is actually elegantly, highly simple to build.
You just absolutely need the desktop application in Cowork mode actively enabled. Set up a highly dedicated working folder on your local physical machine.
Wire up your native authorized connectors for the initial internal data flow. Use the MCP Zapier universal adapter for everything else you might need.
And carefully write one highly clear, highly specific structural instruction text prompt. Start building your completely new automated daily morning system literally right today.
Use the highly simple starter prompt we clearly discussed earlier in the episode. Build a daily focused dashboard, constantly pulling live Gmail and Google Calendar.
Show your highly urgent daily emails and your upcoming daily scheduled meetings. Add a simple functional to-do list you can easily edit visually directly.
Get it running incredibly smoothly and use it daily for a full week. Only then should you carefully add your next highly complex data layer. The tools you are already paying for can do infinitely more than what you're asking of them right now. What other friction in your morning routine is secretly just waiting to be automated? Beat. Keep digging.